Welcome back, everybody, or welcome if you're new. Today we're in the 305 sprint cars here at USA. I heard this is kind of a fuel mileage race, so I thought that'd be a lot of fun if it comes down to that at the end. We had a pretty good time in practice. This is a lot faster than I ran in my last practice, because before this race session, the only practice I got was on like a pretty slicked out track, so running the higher side, ran like a 21.7 as my fastest lap, 21.76 I think, like mid sevens. So this track being a lot less worn out, we're a lot faster. Hopefully I can keep that kind of speed in qualifying. I got the wing on top of the sprint car all the way forward at -0 or just 0. That was an awful turn 1. I'm just gonna run high in this 3 and 4, try to get speed into this next lap again, because that was not good. I turned in too early. I tried to get like a wide entrance going in and then kind of cut down and try to keep the car just straight as possible. That was pretty good. I try to do this pretty much the same thing here in 3 and 4. Starting to get a little bit worn out though. I'm just trying to keep the car straight, not too sideways. Fastest time was a 4. We ran a 5:31. Not very good. I was really hoping we could get the pole there, but I really messed up that first lap in turn 1, so I only had 1 lap to try it. Oh well, that's alright. How many guys have gone so far? Everybody but 1, so got 1 guy left to qualify. Is he here? Yes, he is here. So hopefully he runs his time soon, but I'll pick it up when we're getting ready to go green in the race. Alright, so we stayed in second, which is pretty good. Happy about that. I'm going to get in here. I'm going to shut my car off. So I can try to conserve as much fuel as possible, because we do have 15 gallons, which I think should be alright. I think I should be able to run pretty hard with it through the whole race, but might as well turn the car off while we're just sitting here, not wasting the fuel. I'm just waiting for the time remaining to go to 0, and then I'll turn the car back on. Because once the time remaining goes 0, either everybody's joined up, and we're about to roll, or the time's just going to run out, because not everybody joined at that point. So I'm hoping people join somewhat soon. Actually, no, I kind of hope the time goes down so people are wasting fuel if the leader's not here. That's 1. So 1. Oh, he's here now. Is he the last one? Yes, he was. He was the last one to join in. Probably trying to do the same thing, save fuel, is my guess. Because there's no clutch or neutral in these things, so you stay in gear the whole time. So I'm trying to just save the fuel as much as I can in the beginning. And we have 2 to green? Dang, I thought it was going to be a 1 to green, because it's such a big track. That's going to kind of throw it in for a little loop. I thought it was only going to be 1 to green. I thought it usually was 1 to green, because it's such a long dirt track. So it should be an interesting race overall. I'm going to try to save fuel somewhat in the beginning, and then back half the race try to go harder. Just letting off going into the corners a little bit, especially when it's getting worn out in the middle, like the beginning, like middle line. But the beginning of the corners, you can kind of let off just to slide a little bit by those, and then duck down coming off the corner. I was doing that a lot in practice with my worn out session. I was just kind of like letting off and rolling through the slick. It was working pretty well, actually. I was running consistently like a 21.8, 21.9 on a pretty slicked out track, so I was happy with that. But should be interesting from what I've heard in these races. Yeah, we're already down 0.3 so far before we even take the green. Gonna have to try to pay attention to that a little bit. Even on a worn out track like I was in my last practice, I was able to run pretty hard most of the time and make it on fuel, because only 25 laps instead of 30. 30, I don't even know if you could make it. Had a pretty good start there. Stayed right with him. He hooked that real well. So he goes in real low into these corners. I try to have like a little bit of a run down the track coming off the corner to have a better exit. That's me though. People are going to be trying real hard in the beginning just because everybody's grouped up together. I'm just going to continue with what I'm doing, let off a little bit in the middle of these corners and try to get a good run off the corner. Leader is very squirrely, it looks like, but that happens on high fuel load in these cars. Oh, leader caught the grass there. Got by him. He caught the grass. That grass will kill you down there. He runs it in hard on the bottom. It's hard to keep it right down there on that grass without hitting it, though. He wants to run as hard as he can. Go ahead. Oh, God, dude. You are so squirrely off the corner. Do not do that, please. I'm trying to save some fuel at the moment. Third place is side by side with us. As long as they can, like, hold their line, that'd be great. The leader does not hold his line coming off the corner a lot. He's super squirrely. This higher lane, I'm just keeping momentum, basically. Just trying to conserve fuel when I can, not be too aggressive with it, but keep in reach of the leader. And I can't really do the line I want because third place keeps sending it in the bottom of 3 and 4. Or in the bottom of each corner, really.
Side. Go there. Side.
Making me lose time to the leader for sure. And just slides through there. I was trying to run my line, but they just so slow off the corner with the line I want to run. I like to go in high, just roll through that, and then try to get a straight line off the corner. That's like my main line that I like to use here when this track gets a little bit worn out like that, because they're gonna be super sideways coming off of these corners a lot of the time. So I'm hoping I can get a run off the corners straight on them. That was working for me in my practice. I just have to hit my rhythm and my marks on it is the main thing. Where are we looking at for fuel? We're looking okay for fuel, it looks like. It's not awful. Yeah, that was my marks in 3 and 4. That was a lot better. Yeah, the estimated fuel at the bottom is kind of bugged in iRacing. There are things out of iRacing that you could use to track your fuel better. I don't really do that, but I know a guy that made sim racing apps, because I used to run in a league with him a long time ago. Do not hit the wall. That about killed me. Guy behind me just running that high side and catching me, which I know is fast. You can just hold the gas and run up here. It's super fast right now, especially if you hit the line on the outside. But yeah, sim racing apps, great app to track your fuel and everything like that. You can do your pit stops and stuff. It works really well. I just don't use it because I used to, and then when I started running dirt a lot, I noticed that it freaks out when you're on the rev limiter and it wants you to shift, so it continues to beep, and I hate that. Just kind of annoying in a way, which is unfortunate. We've saved a decent amount of fuel. Trying to run a little hard right now, see if I can catch these guys up here at all. Because when they're running low, they're losing a lot of time to us on the outside. It's a lot closer racing than I was expecting, especially for like a fuel mileage race. If you could really run this outside full throttle and just keep your car straight through the corners and be really fast. In both sides of the track, because I'm going to get a huge run down the straightaway on them. 1 and 2 is definitely a lot better than 3 and 4 is, in my opinion. Need to not burn out all my fuel though, just in case. try to run that line in 3 and 4, and then back to the high side in 1 and 2. Run really hard 1 and 2, try to conserve a little bit 3 and 4. Don't hit the wall. Okay, we're good. It's so sketchy doing that. The guy behind me is getting a huge run down the front stretch. But if he wants to get by me, he's going to have to like throw a hard slider in the 1, which is going to be real tough to do. I really got to turn down at the right time doing that. But I actually gained a little bit on the guy behind me. Right there. Leader might be trying to save some fuel now that he has like a little bit of a lead. It's gonna be interesting here at the end though, to say the least. Caught them a lot in front of me. That worked out really well actually. As long as these guys don't hit the wall in front of me, we should be good. Trying to run like 3/4 throttle. Try to get down a little bit and keep straight off the corner like I did that lap before. It's gonna be interesting here at the end, to say the least. Ooh, don't hit the wall. I got a little bit high there in that corner. It says we have 9 laps left. I'm just gonna run full throttle now on the outside. But I think we should be fine for these last 5 laps. Just gonna go full out the last few laps. We should be fine. Second place, getting awfully close to that wall. Might have waited a little bit too long to try to go at the end. This has been a pretty close race. Like, everybody's been right up here on each other. I got the lead a couple laps in the beginning, or 1 lap in the beginning, and the leader really wanted it back, so he went full bore out in the beginning.
5 more times, man, 5 more.
Yeah, it says I have 6 laps left. Spotter's telling me 5. We should be fine on fuel completely. Second place getting real risky there on that wall. It's gonna be interesting to see what he does. Oh, he might be going for a slider. Yeah, he is. Gonna slow them both down a little bit. It's gonna be a close race here at the end.
2 laps to go, 2 laps to go.
But I need to be ready to dodge out of the way if somebody runs out of fuel. We completely pulled away from 4th place behind us.
White flag.
Yeah, we're fine on fuel. I waited like a couple laps too late. I could have probably started pushing a lap or 2 before. Leader going on that low line is interesting. They're both going on that low line. It is the last lap though, so it makes sense. Looks like none of them ran out of fuel either, so good race. I was hoping people would run out of gas. I still had a couple laps left, so that's unfortunate. I waited a couple laps too late to go, but good race overall. That was a lot of fun. We were real close up front.
Good job, bud. Good
I was
job.
just trying to keep that outside and all the momentum I could to run out there. But oh well, that's alright. Had a great restart. Didn't mess up really. I got a little sideways on a couple of my corners, but not as much as the leader did. We did get the lead once, but I was taking it easy at that point still. So if I would have gone a little bit harder in the beginning, it would have been alright. It wouldn't have been that bad. Because where did the leader mess up? I think it was like lap 2 or something like that. Right here? No. Might have been the next lap. Because he got real low and clipped that apron. Yeah, right there. He hit that grass, and that grass will send you completely sideways. It was a good save. Because he about killed that wall. Because when he turns you sideways like that, and if you grip and go straight into that wall, that would have sucked. But that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun racing. 3rd place really reeled us in. I was in the lead for a lap, it looks like, a lap or 2. Third place really wanted to get ahead. I was just still trying to save a little bit of fuel, but I was running as hard as I could at this point, trying to stay on the outside. But he really wanted that spot, and I was hoping they would run out of fuel there at the end. It's unfortunate they didn't. What happened to the 8? Because I think he got wrecked there towards the end or something, because they weren't that far behind us, and then all of a sudden they were gone. This guy tries to throw a slider, doesn't do it, and then just comes up into the 8. Like, he's just running that mid lane in the slick, and then he slowly just kept bringing his car up right into the 8 and wrecks the 8. So that sucks. All that time for nothing. But yeah, good race there at the end. I was slowly reeling them in there towards the end because they did get kind of spread out on us for a little bit, and I was slowly starting to reel them back in. That one, oh yeah, the leader was so far ahead at this point. Holy crap. I didn't realize how far ahead he was. Like, he was a good chunk ahead. Like, you don't even see him on second place there. Like, we really started reeling him in bad. Where was it that I had a really good 3 and 4? Because I had a really good 3 and 4 somewhere. Oh, it was that lap where I caught both of them. I went in real high and got a real nice straight line off of 3 and 4 and caught both of them because they both had a really bad 3 and 4, and then we were pretty close to the end. So that was a lot of fun. I was hoping people would run out of gas. That would have been real interesting, but finishing third, not bad. I'm kind of happy with that just because I run the sprint cars too often. I'm still getting used to them, and I feel like I'm doing pretty decent at them, and I like USA a lot, so it's a lot of fun. But started second, finished third. Car number 1 out of 10. Might lose the slightest bit of iRating, to be honest. It's going to be close. It's going to be a plus minus of like 5 or less, 10 or less. It's not going to be much, so let's go see what we end up getting out of this one. Alright, results are in. Strength of field was only 1700, not too high, but it was a great racing with the 2 and the 1. They were both over 2K. He hit 2400. He's almost at 2200. I lost 8 iRatings. That's what I kind of figured. It would have been a plus minus of like 10 or less, so figured it would have been a little bit of a loss though, finishing third out of 10, and we were car number 1, and we had like a big iRating gap over second place, so I'm not surprised by that by any means, but that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun racing with them. I wish I would have done a little bit better job in qualifying, and I just messed up too much on my qualifying lap, and if we would have had the lead, it would have been maybe a little bit different of a story. We would have seen, because the 2 car tried super hard in the beginning and almost messed up and ruined his race, but I think I just waited a couple laps too late because I had a couple laps of fuel more than the end of the race there. So I think I just waited till the last 5 laps, 6 laps, and I could have gone with like 7 or 8 and full throttle throughout the whole track. So it was a good race. It was a learning curve for sure, trying to save a little bit of fuel in the sprint cars. That was a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the race. Appreciate you guys for watching as always. It was a fun race with the 3 and the 2. We stayed pretty close throughout the whole race. The 2 got out to a little bit of lead, and then he messed up a little bit, and we reeled him in, and then it was a close race there at the end. So a lot of fun. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see some more racing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.